So I often think about the priorities not only in my own life, but the priorities that that we sort of set in life and we sort of view as what it means to be successful. And I think the reason why I think about this, and I'm preoccupied with this so much. I don't think you understand because it defines my life. Um, and it's every day. I'm reminded that I'm a failure, right? Like I'm reminded that who I am is non-existent, right? Like all of the messaging that I get um, in multiple areas of my life in the academic game, um, from from larger institutions to smaller, um, you know, it's more localized things. And, I'm more in the shadows than I would like. Um, but and I'm reminded all of the time that what I'm doing is wrong. It's I'm an absolute failure, right? Like that is the messaging that is sold to me, that is told to me. And I often think about like I really think about this, and people that understand, you'll understand where I'm getting from. That's in the game. You'll understand what I am saying, but many of you won't. You won't get it because you look at me and you look at you'll look at what I've accomplished from the outside in. You'll say, I don't understand how he's actually saying that, and I think that's insane. Look what all he's done, and all these sort of success indicators. Like I live in a house, right? Like just that alone, I have a happy family. Um, but that is the problem, right? I think the the metrics, the things that we choose to focus on that broadly society tends to focus on. And I hate using that term society because it's just like it's a cop out thing. But and I don't want to out anybody, so I'll say it. Like I'll just talk about society. Um, that there is this focus on what it means to be successful, and yet none of us can actually achieve it. Right? There's only a few number of people that ever achieve that and remain happy. The most highly successful people that I know in my life that are defined in that way are just miserable as AF. Um, they are miserable, unhappy. Um, I don't want to be like that. And I think that that is a life that is, for me, it's not a life that's worth living. I think my way of defining success is probably very similar to you if you're listening to this. It's probably very similar to a lot of people. I want people to love me. Uh, I want to have a happy and healthy family that is stable. Uh, to live in stability as best as I can, and for people when they run into me and say, you know what, that's a really nice person. I really feel genuinely that he cares. That's my indicator of success. But that indicator is not what is ever sold. That is not something that people really buy into in this world. I think about, the world's most successful people as we know it. Right, like, you look around, particularly in American culture, because I think it actually, it's all over. It's not because of America, it's because the institutions have been involved this way, so there's lots of media attention about this, um, about American success indicators. You look at them, right? You look at all of these people that we would say, "Oh, man, they are the titans of today." there's highly successful. They're train wrecks, right? Like you actually hear their story. There's only there's a few and far between where you're like, I resonate with that person. I get them. I understand them. I feel like they would be somebody that I would want to be around. You know, there's this is like such a tall order, right? Like, um, and I know I'm gonna probably lose half the people because of politics and all that kind of stuff. But I think about somebody like Barack Obama, right? Like, um, a lot of people are gonna be angry at me. I get it, but is also somebody that the feeling that I just want to meet. I just want to say hello. And even if he wasn't successful, you'd be somebody they just wanted to to say hello to. Um, because I think like when I met this person, I think I would feel like they they kind of get me, or maybe they don't. I don't know. I that's the thing that I'm torn about. If you probably know these people closer than I do, and you probably say that he's a jerk. But what I'm getting at is that's why I didn't want to go down this road. Um, But what I'm getting at is I struggle with it because the messaging that I constantly get repeatedly all the time, even though I know in my heart of hearts, I know very deeply, I know very strongly, I'm probably doing the right thing. I wouldn't do anything differently. Let's put it that way, right? Instead of the right thing, or wrong thing. I wouldn't do anything differently. I would care for my wife. I would care for my kids. I would get exercise. I would try to eat properly. I would try to get a little bit of time. I would try to do good work, good solid work that people would say that's good solid work. And I would do that as much as I possibly can. And that combination of doing that is considered I'm a failure. And again, you're not going to understand it because you're not in the game. You don't get it. But by doing that, and the people that are in the game completely understand where I'm coming from. By doing that, I want, and on top of it, that people walk in, they walk by my office, they come see me, and they say, I really like that person. That's why it is so important to me to think about this and to push back, to say, I'm going to try to be good. Whatever the world tells me, I'm going to try to have my own view on it. My own view is and this view is age old. I was born and bred in a very religious family, and it's age old for millennial. These kind of virtues, these sort of, because I think that I do believe in them. I'm not religious now, but I believe in caring for people that are close to you. I believe in I believe in exercise. It's a powerful thing. I believe in doing good work. I believe in having a joyful heart. Doesn't mean it's always happy, but a joyful heart. I believe in all of these things that I think are very age old, and yet they don't get recognized. That's where I think the way that we view the world and how our mentors, our leaders, is fundamentally wrong. And that means it is the institutions, the systems that are misaligned. They don't get it. They're really not getting the picture. And I see that there's lots of people around me. The more I talk about this, the more it comes out that there's lots of people that view the same way. And there's lots of community that's out there. So I want you to think about that. How can you, and I'm saying this is where your definition of success is incredibly important. If you have a relatively happy life, you have a stable family, maybe you don't have a family, maybe it's just you, you're stable, you have a happy heart, you're doing things that give you joy at any given moment, that's it. That's your definition of success. And going back and looking at, and this is where it goes back millennial. You look at philosophers from 3,000 years ago, they were talking about the same thing. It was important to do that. Take care. Have a wonderful day.